Good morning from Epcot.
Yay!
We are here today mostly for Festival of the Arts. It is the end of January, and a little bit of a surprise this morning, or a couple days ago, that they opened up part of the France construction to actually go back and see a little bit closer look at the Ratatouille stuff back here.
We're currently in the stroller parking.
Yes, it's a very nice little stroller parking area. We can see the sign for Gusteau's, which is the building that the Ratatouille ride is going to be in. Can't go too far, but the creperie is visible. It's not open at this time. The bathrooms are open though. Bathrooms are pretty nice. So I feel like this area, once it's all open up, will be a very nice little...
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's really pretty, really cool.
Nice little gardens back here. And I like how it's kind of tucked back away from the rest of the pavilion. So that might help with the crowds a little bit, but we'll see when it opens. Hopefully it opens fairly soon.
It's going to be crazy when it opens.
Yes, indeed. But now let's head over to enjoy some of the Festival of the Arts.
So one thing different with Festival of the Arts this year is all of the portraits have been moved over to the
gardens at the UK.
Yes.
So since there's no character meet and greets, these are usually with those due to COVID precautions. They're all moved back here. So like we have the one that is usually with Belle. You can see the Donald from the Mexico Pavilion in the background. There's a Snow White one here and Aurora. And then in the back there is Mulan.
I love the theming on the Belle one because it looks like Maurice made the easel. The other easels aren't quite as themed, but this one is just, it's so fun.
Yeah, and I like how Mulan's looks like it's almost like the wood burn, which is very cool too. So one thing that they're doing again this year is they're putting little character drawings all over the World Showcase that look like chalk drawings to be themed to different countries and characters associated with each country. So here in the UK Pavilion, right in the garden little maze area, we have the broom dog from Alice in Wonderland.
And he's hidden.
He's very hidden.
He's sneaky compared to a lot of them.
Yes, he's behind these little hedges, so if you're not looking for him, you're not going to find him. But let's go keep looking for some more. Another character in the UK Pavilion, we have Peter Pan's shadow. Specifically the shadow, I don't know if Peter Pan's actually here. And then the other thing is, if we were to do the Figment portrait scavenger hunt like we did last year, and I'll link that video above, but the one in the UK is right here in this window. So you can see it's a normal portrait that is replaced with Figment, so very fun, and they all have this frame with Figment, so if you are having trouble, look for the special frame. And then the last little character spotting in the UK Pavilion is Robin Hood and gang. Again, very, very fun, kind of hidden, kind of tucked back from the corner, with Rose and Crown being right over there.
I love that they're doing some of the more
obscure characters
in different movies, because I think Robin Hood is so underrated. Yeah,
I mean, Peter Pan's always the one they use for here, it seems. So the broom dog being obscure as it was, and then having these three
peeking out from behind the bush.
Yeah, and this is, what is this? This
Lords
is the,
and Ladies.
Yes, which is connected to the tea shop. So, yeah, very fun. And then next, let's head to see if there's any in Canada. And then in the Canada Pavilion, the character we spotted here is right over here on the wall next to Le Cellier, which is right here. And it is Coda from Brother Bear. There is quite a line to get into Mexico, but the chalk art here is there's a Dante over on that side, and then on this side of the temple is the Alebrije version of Dante from Coco. So in the Norway Pavilion, over by the bathrooms, is where the chalk art is for here, and it is the Snowgies from Frozen. So something that they're doing this year as well is in the countries, they're also putting some wings. So here we have some wings in China, and right across from that is one of the chalk characters over here, and it is Little Brother from Mulan. So again, kind of the more obscure characters that they're using, which is very fun. But yeah. So the chalk art here in Germany is Pascal, who's having a little snack with some caramel corn at the caramel store.
Cute.
Very cute. So Pascal's actually here a second time, kind of blending in this clock sign. So we found a third Pascal over near the bathrooms, and he's drawing the sun. So in the Italy pavilion, this one was a little bit harder to find for us, but he is right on the wine store, is Jiminy Cricket, up at the stairs. So very cool, very small. Again, harder one for us to find, but we did find him. We found the chalk art in the American Adventure Pavilion, and we have some like Ben Franklin vibes happening with the key and the kite over here.
And for the chalk art in Japan, it's Duffy and Gelatoni painting Mickey.
Yeah. Very cute.
In France, the chalk art is the little kittens from the Aristocats, and there's Marie, Berlioz, and Toulouse. Aren't they cute?
Okay, so the first food up is something we've heard quite a bit about, and pretty much everyone we've heard has been giving rave reviews about it. So it is the lobster poutine from the refreshment port. So that's next to the Canada Pavilion. Not technically a festival booth, but special food for the item.
For the festival.
For special food item for the festival. And it is the fries with lobster and a lobster bisque cheese sauce and some pickled jalapenos and some citrus cream. Let's give it a try.
But the piece of lobster I just had was cold.
Yes, but we also didn't eat it right away. So
We walked like 30 feet though.
yeah. But yes, the lobster was a bit cold. The cheese sauce is, or the sauce
It
is
tastes
very
very good. The lobster was a little bit cold.
Yeah.
But it's the beginning of the day, so
yeah.
hopefully it was cooked thoroughly and properly.
I'm sure it is,
Okay.
and it looks cooked just fine. I wish there was more of the sauce.
Yeah. The fries are also really big, so sometimes it's hard to
Yeah,
to wrangle your fries.
but this was $10.50, which I feel like is a very good price because you get a lot of lobster, and they're huge pieces of lobster too. But yeah, overall, I would say it's very good. Would get it again for sure.
You just eat a jalapeno?
I did. Yeah. So I would say first dish of the day is a success. So next up, from the Festival Favorites booth in the World Showplace Pavilion, I'm trying the cold fashioned cocktail. So old fashioned with some coffee in it. So
Not my vibe.
yes, but I'm excited for this one. I like coffee, I like bourbon, so give it a try. That is very good. Ooh, that is very good. So it is a bit on the sweeter side, almost like a kind of a brown sugar sweetener added to it, but it is good. It does have a pretty decent coffee flavor, and yeah, and we'll definitely get this again. This one was $9.50, which really, for the size of it, being like a bourbon, like old-fashioned cocktail, is not that bad.
I was gonna say that's not tiny,
Yeah.
comparatively speaking.
Especially when you can get, basically for the festivals, like the margaritas and stuff are about this size for the same price, and that's small for a margarita. This is decent size for an old-fashioned, so we'll definitely get this again. I would say it's a good value. Kind of a hidden little gem. We didn't know about it the first time we looked at it.
Day drinking with Robbie.
Yeah, so highly recommend this one, and let's see what else is in the World Showplace. So also in the World Showplace Pavilion, we have some painters here just kind of enjoying the moment, painting away. So very nice to just see some artists at work. And there's quite a few artists with their portraits and stuff that are selling their paintings here as well, that you can go up and talk to, and they can personalize it or whatever. So very cool in here. So here's an example of one of the art displays, and looks like they have some tables set up for a little meet and greet with the artists later in the day. But yeah, very nice to just kind of see all the different styles and artwork for sale, and they do have the canvases and some prints available if you don't want to spend quite as much, which is very nice to have those different options. But yeah. And then also in the World Showplace, over by the artwork, they have all the merchandise. There's not quite as much merchandise for Festival of the Arts, but if they have it, it would be in this area, which is nice to have it all just in one location. But here is the Spirit jersey for this festival, with Figment and tie-dye. And then also new, as of a couple days ago, I believe, they added some Spirit Jersey brand masks to match the Spirit Jersey for the festival. And there's no price on these, but if they are like the other Spirit Jersey masks that Disney has released, they are $12.99 before any discounts. So very cute to kind of match all that. I wish they had more masks available for the festival, but this is still nice to have it match the Spirit Jersey. So one of the entertainment options for the Festival of the Arts in the World Showplace Pavilion is a speed painter. That'll be coming on in just a few minutes, and this is Trevor Carlton. He has artwork that we just saw over in the corner by the merchandise.
And stake out a spot early.
Yes, it's starting to fill up pretty quickly. We're about 10 minutes till he starts, and there's not very many spots against the rope, so. But we will check in and see how he does as he goes on. So next up from the deconstructed dish, we're trying the deconstructed breakfast alcoholic version.
More bourbon.
Yes. So this is a chai tea base with some bourbon cream and garnished with some waffle crisp and some candied bacon. Let's give this a try. There's a lot happening in that. Mm-hmm. Flavor-wise, it's very good. The bacon's a little bit interesting.
I didn't get any. I didn't want any.
I wanted, based on the menu, I wanted more of a bacon piece, not bacon bits. But that part's a little interesting, but flavor-wise, very good. It is starting to rain, so we'll drink this up and go on to our next adventure.
I should have done that.
So once again this year, they're doing the paint by numbers. So at this booth right here is where you pick up the paint, and then across the way over there is the canvas. So we're about to do that, and this is in front of the Land Pavilion. You can kind of see the land sign back there. But yeah, so it has moved this year, but we will go paint our part of the canvas. So you're painting 3 squares with your number 7, which is the yellow. There's a lot of 7s.
There are a lot of 7s. I have to pick up the page. Can I do 3 next to somebody or 3 alone?
Whatever you'd like.
Let's do something artistic. Like here's 7. And 7. And then
Okay. And then I'm going to paint my 3 squares of number 8.
Hooray! He did it.
So the canvas is actually pretty full already for being just the beginning of the day, which is very cool to see it be this far along. And we painted over in this section, and for the social distancing portions they do have it sectioned off, so tell you to go into a certain number. So we were around the number 3, which was over here, and this is what it looks like now, and this is what the finished product will look like. So we were basically painting the pyramid from Mexico. So yeah, very cool. It'd be very nice to see this come along, but it probably won't be finished today, but I'm sure by the end of the weekend it will be. So Yeah, very fun activity. Yeah, very cute. So last year for the festival, they had a wall full of wings to pose with for pictures. And they do have that again this year, but they're kind of spaced out all over the park. And this year they also have some figment horns and wings. So I'll put a picture of an example of that right here. So this is our first look at the new fountain here in Epcot. Very cool, very big.
I wish the sun was shining because I feel like it would look more like rainbow prism in the sunlight.
Indeed.
But it's still super cool to see it, and really nice to see Epcot not behind as many walls.
Yeah, without the walls around the fountains in particular, it feels just so open here. Like, I don't know, it's hard to come through on the video, but it is very open here now. I'm having a hard time remembering what the fountain was before this now.
Right.
But I do like this a lot. All the colors are nice, and I like how it's the retro logo on top of the prisms, and very cool. Very excited for the future of Epcot. And right here by the sign, this is kind of the entrance to the World Showcase. If we turn around towards the construction walls, this is where they have the wings for this festival. So there's a smaller set over there for children, and then they have a wing here, and they have a wing here to pose with. And then there are more down this way heading towards the World Showcase. Let's go check those out. And then as for the wings over here, we have a special color one over there. We've got a rainbow one here for children. And then we have this like steampunk-esque one over here. And then keep turning is where the chalk art is leading to the World Showcase. So here's some of the chalk art. It did rain earlier, so it is a little bit starting to wash away, but it's still very, very cool how detailed this all is.
Like, that's crazy.
It's like Starry Night in the shape of a Mickey. That's very cool. Okay, next up from Pop Eats, we have the tomato soup with grilled cheese, and on the grilled cheese is the caramelized onion and bacon. Now this was supposed to come in the soup was supposed to come in a metal souvenir cup to kind of go with the soup can theme, but they must be out of the cups today because they are just doing the paper cups. So it's unfortunate, but let's give this a try.
Tomato soup's fine. Tastes like soup.
The sandwich is very good.
It's not too hot today, so
yeah,
okay for soup.
Very very oniony. So if you're not an onion fan, this might not be for you. But it's kind of like a French onion type of thing going on, especially with the soup aspect too. But yeah, the soup, I dipped mine, so haven't had the soup on its own, but tasted good with the soup. So we'll taste some more and give you our thoughts. Okay, so final thoughts on the grilled cheese and soup.
It was fine. Like, it wasn't life-changing.
Yeah, the grilled cheese was good. I mean, for a grilled cheese, it was pretty good. I like the bread on it. It was basically a half sandwich and then a little taste of the soup for $5.25 for this grilled cheese, or plain grilled cheese was $5. But
the novelty of it was the can, and we didn't get the can.
Right. So probably not something I get again.
Yeah.
The sandwich was good, but the soup was just pretty standard tomato soup, not really spectacular. So yeah, glad we tried it, but yeah. I think our next dish is going to be a flatbread over near Morocco. Let's head that way. Okay. Next up from the Moroccan booth, we have the Mediterranean flatbread. And this, first of all, smells fantastic.
It looks really good.
Looks very good too. And this is artichoke and roasted peppers and sun-dried tomatoes and a fennel cream. So let's give this a try. It's very good. The spices are very nice on there. Just very herby, very fresh tasting. I didn't get any peppers, I got artichoke on that bite. But yeah, I would say this is kind of a hidden gem here. This was $5.75. So decent size too. Ours actually was a heart shape, which was, I don't know if that's just unique or if they're all like this, I'm not sure. But yeah.
This is definitely shareable.
Yeah, definitely shareable. And for $5.75, being 50 cents more than the grilled cheese, I would say definitely get this over the grilled cheese. Yeah, we're gonna keep eating this and then head over to our final booth of the day. So to finish up the food here at the festival for today, we have the passion fruit mousse with dragon fruit jam from the Vibrante and Vivido booth, which is between the Morocco and France pavilions. So this is another one that we've heard a lot of great reviews about, so very excited for this one. I know this is your vibe being a fruity dessert, so give it a try.
That was yummy. I like that.
Very good.
Oh, I got the little mask on my side. Ours does seem a little cockeyed.
Yeah.
But like
flavor-wise, it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's really yummy.
Very refreshing. I did pull all the jelly out of the inside though. The inside is very nice though. I'll show like a little clip of that right here. Just like, I don't know. It's basically jelly surrounded by mousse. And whatever this might be the passion fruit like jam that it's sitting into. It's very nice. I got some of that with the cookie. The cookie's kind of just like a pie crust type of, just kind of.
It adds some texture, which of course something that's so wiggly needs.
Not really adding any flavor to it, but definitely texture. But the meshes nicely with the jam. So overall, very good dessert. And this was $4.75. So that seems to be like the price of cookies. So get this instead of a cookie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this was a good pick. And we'll finish this up, and then we'll give you our kind of best of the fest that we thought. Okay, so we are back in our room after our day at Epcot for a festival. I can't say that festival name.
Festival of the Arts.
Okay, so we are back in our room after our day at Epcot for Festival of the Arts. So, final thoughts on the day, on the festival?
I like Festival of the Arts. This year it's definitely scaled back with COVID. But it was still a really good day. Lots of cool art, lots of interesting experiences.
Yeah. I liked the painter we saw. Never really told the time, but it was about 15 minutes for him to paint that figment, so something to keep in mind. And then we saw in passing
the end of Voices of Liberty.
Yeah, and then we saw them starting to set up for the Jameters. Didn't see them perform at all or hear them today, which was bizarre. But yeah, overall, thought it was very nice. Seemed like there were a lot more art booths this time than last time.
Yes,
which
there was a lot of art.
Strange, but
and some non-Disney art thrown in there too.
Yeah, so lots of fun. And then as far as the food goes, total of all the food that we spent, or that you saw today, we spent $46.75, and that is for the food and the drinks that you saw. So now for our best of the fest, from what we've tried.
Start with the least best.
Yeah, definitely 100% skip the deconstructed breakfast drink. That was good at first, and then as we were drinking it, it just...
The bacon was awful.
Yeah, it was not candied bacon, it was bacon bits, and it just did not go well. Weird texture, and then at the bottom it was just covered in bacon bits.
Well, there was just a huge glob of them too.
Yeah.
Like the size of a quarter.
It was...
round.
It was bizarre, it was weird. The flavor of the drink itself was fine. I expected it to be frozen since it was a chai shake, or supposed to be a chai shake, and it was just kind of like milk.
Yeah.
So
vaguely cold.
Yeah. So would not get that again, ever. But I guess you try and you know. Would also skip the grilled cheese. It was okay, but nothing spectacular, and probably not worth the $5.25.
Right.
There are definitely better things there to try instead. So, but yeah. As for the best, if you are a fan of coffee and or whiskey or bourbon, definitely recommend the cold fashioned. That was fantastic. Great start to the morning. Wasn't very strong and wasn't very coffee-y. So if you're like you don't like black coffee, you like some sweetness to it, like I said, it did have some like brown sugar sweetness to it, so it was very easy to drink, not too strong, so it was nice way to ease into the day. And then for the kind of appetizers / entree, I think we both agree that the poutine,
the lobster poutine, was very good.
Yes, the lobster was cold, which we weren't expecting, but it was still very good.
Only parts of it, so it seemed like it just...
Well, I think the sauce warmed up some pieces, which was the issue. But the sauce was fantastic. The lobster bisque cheese sauce or cream sauce, whatever, was amazing on the fries. So highly recommend getting that if it's either still here when you come or if it comes back next year. Definitely recommend. Last year I got a lobster chips, which was
similar but not fries.
Yeah, it was not fries. It was basically the same
like
toppings.
House-made potato chips.
Yeah. It didn't work as well as the fries did. So
fries were better.
Fries were way better. Would definitely get that again. And that was the most expensive food we got for $10.50, but well worth it. Hearty, pretty large, easily shareable. So, yeah. And then our other kind of entree appetizer would be the Mediterranean flatbread in Morocco. That was surprisingly good.
It was so good.
It was quite large. It was 6 pieces, so
definitely shareable. Again.
You said like if we each got our own, like that would have filled us up easily.
Like super full.
So flavors in that were fantastic. I feel like it's kind of a underrated area of the park that like Morocco areas.
Tons of seating back there. If you're like, oh no, I don't know where to go. I need a break to have a drink and take off my mask for a minute. There's plenty of seating where you can be secluded. And
like if you walk back into Morocco itself, there were probably at least 15 tables and chairs. Like you can sit down and just
some under umbrellas too.
Yeah, so that was very nice. But yeah, highly recommend that flatbread. We might even go back just for the flatbread later this evening. We don't know.
We have no dinner plans.
This is true. But yeah, and then for dessert, we only got one dessert today, which was...
It was a good one.
Yeah, we picked a good one, but it was the passion fruit mousse and dragon fruit jam or whatever it was, but it was delicious. Very refreshing.
Didn't like the mask.
Yeah, the mask was kind of odd. It was... The mask and the feathers were different. The feathers, I think, were definitely modeling chocolate. The mask might have been fondant, but it was a very strange kind of... I don't want to say licorice flavor, but it had like a...
It was just weird.
It had a very
It tasted like
flavor.
Artificial bubblegum flavoring is what I thought it tasted like.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. It was strange, but looked very nice. And yeah, overall that dessert was fantastic.
Just don't save that for your last bite.
Yeah. So, if you have to go and pick 2 things, I would say get the dessert and get the flatbread. And total, you are spending $10.50. So, nice little meal right there. So, yeah. Overall, I think it was a good festival. Didn't ride too much today, but went on Spaceship Earth. And yeah, just kind of enjoyed the day and the festival and the art and the food. Yeah.
Taken in Epcot.
Exactly. But that will do it for us today. So, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
See you real soon.